Hey everybody, I am Gina Bianca, life and business coach, salon owner, educator, mastermind mentor, and your host of the Gina Bianca Podcast. Everybody, and welcome to the podcast. I hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I know that your time is so valuable, and I'm honored that you're going to share it with me for a little bit. So I hope you find value in this podcast. I have so much I want to go over with you all, and I know you're going to love this episode. It's going to be great. So let's get right into it with the Instagram recap. I share so much content on Instagram every week, and I get a lot of questions from that content in my DMs, and I want to make sure I go through questions in case you have them, make sure I answer everything, and just give you even more value on top of what I already post. So let's start with our recap. So moving right into the beginning of the week, I shared a little commercial for my strategic color placement course. I get a lot of questions about this course and what's the difference between strategic color placement and mastermind? Does mastermind include strategic color placement? So I wanted to go in and just share with you a couple of differences between the two products that I offer. I offer a few different courses and they're quite different. So I just want to go through really quickly and share with you a little bit about mastermind and a little bit about strategic color placement. So basically, mastermind is my monthly coaching group. So for the last 3 years, mastermind has been a place where I share my technical and business content on a monthly basis for a very low price. So mastermind is a monthly membership. It's $30 a month, and I'm just going to share with you what it includes and why it's different from strategic color placement, and then I'll break down strategic color placement for you. So mastermind, the number one thing that it includes is me as your mentor. This is my peer group and my coaching group. It does include tons of my technical content in your video library. Your video library also includes the Gina Bianca Podcast and additional resources. It includes access to the network salon recaps and full class clips. So you're going to get a ton of content right off the bat, technical content and class content from the network. We have classes in there with Jacob Kahn, Nina Kovner, Greta Wagner, DJ Muldoon, Tabitha Coffee, and a lot more educators just hanging out in Mastermind for you to enjoy. We also have lots of vault content. That's what I call it. I call it the vault. It's all of our previous content that we've shared. That's really great. I have about 50 of my 2019 class clips, all Q&A, really, really fun to watch, really easy nuggets of information and education. And our vault also includes about 20 something videos from past mastermind platforms. So a lot of our members who wanted to contribute content, some videos about pricing, Instagram dissections, and more high value class clips. So that's all in your video library for you to enjoy. We also have a Q&A library where you can ask any of your questions and I answer them on Fridays. We have a Facebook group that includes life and business coaching. This is where we're going to network and grow. And I want to really talk about the new additions to 2021 because Mastermind for the longest time has been technical and business content uploaded monthly and obviously a Facebook group to chat and network. But in 2021, I'm going to switch things up and add even more value with my life and business coaching. So first of all, the big value that we're adding in 2021 are our bi-weekly Zoom meetings. These meetings will be live coaching calls for members. We'll discuss the common challenges for students, stylists, independent stylists, salon owners, educators, and influencers. I have a vast experience in all of these areas of the industry, and I have just completed my life and business coaching program I've been working on for the past year and a half. And I've also put a lot of time, effort, and energy into my own self-growth. And nothing would make me happier than to elevate the beauty industry through Mastermind. So with your membership, your $30 membership every month, you're going to be getting 2 Zoom meetings, so bi-weekly Zoom meetings. And in these meetings, we're just going to connect, share, grow, and ask questions. And I would really love to hear your challenges so I can help you. And then some of those might end up here on the podcast. So it's really, really going to be great. And then another bonus in 2021 is that members only will have access to my one-on-one and group coaching. So I'm really excited about that. And if you're struggling with fear, anxiety, lack of motivation or lack of direction, loss of passion, boredom, feelings of not being enough or unworthiness, feeling alone or that you don't belong, frustration or not meeting your full potential, or if you're experiencing loss of meaning, things that we all go through, my coaching will definitely be able to help you. So if you're looking for one-on-one coaching to reach your goals, no matter what stage or what part of the industry that you're in, or if it's just something with life and business that you need help breaking through, my coaching can certainly help you. And it's a members only service. I just would not be able to post it publicly and keep up with it. So for my members, they'll be getting members only access to my coaching. I'm also going to be doing some group coaching, which is going to be really interesting and fun. So I really am excited about that. And it's one of the big bonuses that I'm including next year, along with a brand new curriculum for technical and business content. So in 2021, you're going to have a brand new curriculum, brand new content uploaded every month, plus the connection factor of meeting with your members in our mastermind meetings. So there's a lot. There's also the network salon. You know, when we do our education there, you're going to get priority access to events, and you're going to get special seating, and you're going to get special pricing. So your membership really does include a lot, and there's so much value, and I hope that you see that, and I hope that this answers a lot of your questions about what Mastermind includes and what it really is. So that's Mastermind, and strategic color placement is very different. So Mastermind is a monthly membership. Strategic color placement is a one-time purchase and lifetime access. So strategic color placement includes my entire in-depth color curriculum. So it's a total of 7 videos. 5 are the videos of my core curriculum, and 2 of the videos are bonus videos. The bonus videos are in Mastermind, Vertical Slice, and Pop Foliage, but my core content that has the bulk of my high value training. And I say high value because it's a lot. It's a lot of information. Like, I don't hold anything back. I hate when I go to a class and like I think I'm going to learn something, but you can tell that the educator is holding a lot back because they don't want to give everything away. I give in abundance. Like, I give everything that I know, and I try to answer all the questions I think you're going to be asking in your head. So strategic color placement is really great. There's 5 videos. Each video is going to teach you so much about being a colorist. If you've ever wanted to be a color educator, you're going to know so much after watching this, because as a color educator, you get some crazy questions thrown at you. And if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, it's going to hurt. So going through that, I had to really learn everything about color placement. And I knew a lot about color placement before I started teaching, but you learn a lot while you're teaching. So if your goal is to become a color educator one day, if you want to just refine your skills as a colorist, if you're a student and you want to go above and beyond, if you're a salon owner and you want to train your staff in color, let me do it for you. Like, you do not need to be spending your time doing trainings. This training has everything that you need. So video 1 is all about 5 ways to foil. This is my main curriculum, my number 1 class. This class covers foiling, color placement, horizontal, diagonal, vertical, money piece, slicing, weaving, layered toning, tools, products, so much. It's like the start here of all of my curriculums. It's really, really great. Video 2 is 5 ways to foil 2. This is blending and customizing foliage. So this is how to do foliage all different ways with all different stitches, how to do a tip out, root melting, more layered toning. Videos 3 through 5 are melting into fall. That's one of my most popular techniques to transform your business. This technique can be customized a billion different ways, and it's going to really unlock creativity. So I show you this technique on a brunette, a blonde, and a redhead. On the brunette, I teach you how to do the technique. On the blonde, I teach you all about formulation and going darker. especially on your lightest blondes. And on the redhead, I teach you how to just unlock your creativity. It's just, the 3 videos are amazing. You're gonna really love them. And if you're a stylist who's been doing hair for a long time and you want to raise your prices and revamp your entire clientele, these 3 videos will change your life if you execute and implement what I teach you. In strategic color placement, you're going to learn about foiling, foliage, balayage, color melting, root melting, layered toning, formulation, pretty much how to be a colorist, the colorist that you want to be. It's going to give you the most confidence behind the chair. And like I said, you get lifetime access. So the value of strategic color placement with lifetime access, with what you can do with this series and the fact that you can always go back to it, especially if you want to become a color specialist or color educator, these are huge opportunities in the beauty industry, very financially rewarding areas of the beauty industry. And if you're looking for the training, I made it for you. Okay, great. So now that you know the difference between strategic color placement and the network mastermind, strategic color placement is $500. It is lifetime access. And mastermind is the $30 monthly. So if you're looking to become a color educator, if you're looking to train your team as a salon owner, if you're looking to update your skills and really like invest in yourself as a colorist, strategic color placement is for you. If you're looking for an online community, if you're looking for binging education, if you're looking for coaching, life and business, mastermind is for you. They're both extremely valuable pieces or courses, excuse me. They're both amazing, and you can get both, or you could be part of either or. I also offer a pricing course. This is essential for every artist, especially if you're an independent artist. Like if you do not know how to price your services, you can't afford not to take the course. It's amazing. We're going to do the live part of the course on 12/21, December 21st. If you're part of Pricing Essentials, make sure you watch all of your videos, and we're going live 12/21. Check your course announcements. And if you want to join the course, you still have time. You can join after 2. It's all going to be included in your video library. There's also adaptive consultations. Never struggle with a consultation ever again. Learn all of my systems for consultation, including my policies and client forms. Everything's included. So both of those courses are $150. You can get everything for $800. This program is 18 hours of education with lifetime access. And I'm very firm on the price. I will not discount it because the value is 10 times what the program is priced at. With strategic color placement, this will help you make thousands of dollars behind the chair. Adaptive consultations will give you the confidence to charge what you need to charge. And Pricing Essentials will dial in your pricing down to the bowl. You can't afford not to take the program, especially if you're a salon owner looking to train your team. This virtual option is amazing. They start working and your training program includes this. You don't even have to spend 18 hours training them. I do it for you. It's really, really incredible. And if you're an aspiring colorist or educator, I know I've said it 100 times, you need this foundation. It's simple. If you want to know what you're doing, focus on one education method for a short period of time and you'll get the results that you want. If you're a student looking to be the best you can possibly be and you want to learn from me as your mentor, this is where you start. It's going to answer all of your questions, and I'm here for you. It's really, really amazing. Whew. That was a lot of information. I really wanted to answer the question because I get them all the time, and it's like so hard to type it all out. I really have to do better with promoting this stuff and sharing why it's different. And I try not to be like such a hard salesperson because I know it's there. I know the value, so I don't really feel like I have to sell it. But I think it's important to let people know what's available, especially now when anybody can be an educator really, and you never know what you're going to get when you spend the money. And that can be stressful. You get a course and then you feel like they're holding back. My courses are not like that. My courses give all of the info, all of the resources, and all of the support. So if you're interested in my education, GinaBianca.com, click education, online education. You can look at all of the courses that I offer. There are some bundles in there. If you've completed strategic color placement, we're now working on your certification. So hang tight. You'll be able to be certified in all of my methods if you complete the course. So if you're working on strategic color placement, or if you've already completed it, hang tight. We're going to be reaching out to you soon. If you've completed it, you will have a certification. Whew, alrighty, so now let's move on to other things I shared on Instagram. I shared with you guys about my Moldavite necklace. If you've seen me in my photos and videos, I wear a giant crystal, and everyone always asks me what it's called. It's called Moldavite. It's a life-changing crystal. I highly recommend it if you're into that, but be careful. It's so powerful. You cannot wear it a lot. But people always ask me about my necklace, so I did a post on that. And if you didn't see that, I want to make sure I add it here on the podcast, just in case you were ever wondering and you wanted to ask but didn't. Get a lot of questions about that necklace, and it is Moldavite. It is a life-changing, transformative crystal. The next thing I shared, and it got reshared so many times, thank you guys for spreading it along, just a message to hairstylists that I love you. And I'm sending you a lot of good vibes because I know it is not easy being a stylist right now. When my tour got canceled, I went back behind the chair and I was just like, oh my God, it is so hard to be a stylist. People don't know what they want. People are so demanding and people are so ungrateful sometimes. And you're putting your art on the line. And it's really tough to put your art on the line and charge people for it, and you can't really control how they respond. So I just wanted to put it out there that, you know, I know this is not what we signed up for as hairstylists, and I know that it's a really hard time right now, and I know that you're going through a lot, and I know it's a lot to wear the mask all day. I want to just send my love to you, and I also want to send my love, and my heart is just going out to all the salons who are closed right now, who got closed down again, especially in California. It's completely unfair. I feel so terrible for the people whose small businesses are suffering. Times are just so tough right now, and I know we have to be safe. I believe in the virus. I understand that it's real. I'm pro-mask. I get it. But I am really praying for the small business owners who are struggling. I know how hard it is to have everything on the line. I know how hard it is to have it all on the line. I've been there. I'm with you. I'm struggling too. You're not alone. And I know how brave you are and courageous you are getting out of bed every day and keeping shit going. I see you. I understand. And I know what it's like to have everything on the line and to be scared. I know what it's like. And it is not easy right now, so hug your salon owners, reach out to all your business owner friends. You know, just because you think somebody's got it all under control, you know, high functioning people do not show weakness and do not show pain, and it could all end up horribly one day. Please reach out to the people who are working really hard and just tell them that you care, because you just never know how bad someone could be hurting. Because a lot of the time when business owners and high functioning people look great, it's not okay. Take it from somebody who was not okay. I was not okay for a really long time, and nobody ever checked on me. And I say that like not blaming anybody, but I always made it look so easy. So why would anybody check on me? And I never felt so alone. So I share that with you vulnerably. Please reach out to your business owner friends, to the people who look like everything is going great, because they may be very high functioning and not want to share or ask for help. So just be there for people, share your vulnerability, and it will make it safe for others to share theirs with yours. So I just want to put that out there. I try not to be political on social media, and I did share a few things about closing. I'm not a politically driven person. I just will never turn my back on fellow small business owners. I was really angry about all this for the whole week. Honestly, I was like so pissed that they're closing. I'm like, they better not close us down. But I was like really like stressed about things I can't control. So I really did make a choice this week to act a little bit different and shift my focus, because if you shift your focus, you shift your life. I'm trying to just live in gratitude instead of anger, and every time I feel angry or out of control, instead of stacking all my negative beliefs like we're closing, this is never going to end, why me, my education business, my salon, my friends, blah, blah, blah. Like instead of stacking all the negative stuff that's going on, I try to just stack positive things, like counting my blessings on steroids. So thank God I have my health. Thank God I have my family. Thank God I have Steve. Thank God I have my dogs. Thank God that we're open. Thank God that we have clients coming through. Thank God that our chairs are filling. Like, I really try to focus on the positive instead of the negative, even though it is so easy to focus and stack on the negative. I understand how hard it is, but if you shift your focus, you shift your life. Another thing I shared this week that got a lot of great feedback was my 19 million reasons to charge for curls. If you haven't seen that post, make sure you check it out on my page. I am Gina Bianca is my Instagram handle. I'm sure if you are listening to the podcast, you found me through Instagram, but if you found me some other way, follow me on Instagram. That post is great. It really just breaks down compound interest and how charging for curls can impact your retirement account. I break down how add-on services can turn into $19 million towards your future. If you have never played with a compound interest chart or a compound interest investment calculator, it will really motivate you to save for your future. So I shared all of that for you. I shared with you how to wrap your client's hair in a turban. So if you missed that and don't know how to do that, you got to check it out. It will help you elevate your guest experience. And it's honestly really impressing to the guest. They love it. And they feel like so like, ooh, wow, this feels great. So I shared that with you. And I also posted a YouTube video about extensions. So I created a new channel for the podcast. So I have two channels. I have Gina Bianca on YouTube and the Gina Bianca Podcast. I have been tirelessly uploading the podcast to YouTube, and my goal next year is to go hard on YouTube and provide even more resources for hairstylists, salon owners, and pretty much anyone in the industry. My goal is to really shift my focus to the podcast and to YouTube. I want to help as many people as possible, and these channels are going to help me reach more people. I'll obviously be on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm excited for something new on social media and to provide as many free resources as I possibly can. Although I already have like 100 topics ready to go and mapped out, I'm always looking to hear from you. So please leave me comments with your thoughts and what you want to see on my channels. Again, my YouTube channels are Gina Bianca and the Gina Bianca Podcast. You can subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. You can listen everywhere. The other day I shared a full extensions install and haircut tutorial on my YouTube channel. I was using the Donald Scott carving tools. I've been using these since beauty school, since 2009. You can get your own Chopstick Pro and carving comb, and you can save 10% and get free shipping with my code. My code is HairDoctor. I recommend using the Chopstick Pro and the carving comb. Those are my favorite tools. They also recommend that you use Prepare to prep the hair, but I always recommend the Donald Scott carving tools if you love to cut hair but you're like kind of creative and want to use more than scissors. The carving comb is such a cool tool, and the chopstick is essential, especially for extensions, because you're like carving an ice sculpture. You're not just like cutting in a blunt haircut. It's like very artistic, and these tools are amazing. So you can save 10% and get free shipping. Just use my code HairDoctor. Save a little money there. I also have a code for Pharmagel. That's the only thing I use on my skin. I love their products, and I'll share my routine one day when I have some time in a video. But if you visit their site and look at their products, my number one recommendations are the age-defying mineral body wash, with botanicals. It is amazing. Like, I scrub my whole body with that, and my skin is like glowing all the time. People are always like, you're glowing. I'm like, thanks, Pharmagel. I love their intense age-defying face and body moisturizer. That moisturizer is like the only thing I use. Sometimes I'll use a little bit of the nourishing oil in the moisturizer as well to make it a little like more rich and a little bit more glowy. So I'll like cocktail the nourishing oil with the age defying face and body moisturizer. I freaking love these products. I also love the papaya facial scrub. I use that every week. And I also love their clay mask. It is amazing. That mask like literally made my skin glow like I've never seen it before. I freaking love it. And I'm not like crazy big into things. Like I don't wear makeup. I'll wear it when I'm on camera and stuff, and like I don't go crazy with this kind of stuff, but I found like what works for me, and it's just all amazing stuff. I also love their lip recovery. It is the best chapstick. I have like 40 of them all over my house because I love it so much. Like I can never be without it. The lip recovery. It is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so you can receive $10 off and free shipping over $50 with my code HairDoctor if you want to try it. If you do get Pharmagel, take a selfie with everything and tag me and I'll share you on my story. Love Pharmagel. Thank you, Pharmagel, for keeping my skin beautiful. I always get compliments on my glow and I'm just like, wow. People were never saying like you're glowing like as much as they do now, and I really do think part of it is my skincare because my skin is clear and bright and it looks healthy and hydrated, and I know Pharmagel has a lot to do with that. So I wanted to share that with you all. I have all these codes. I never share them. I'm just like bad at marketing sometimes. Like I'm so busy that I forget to share. So I hope that you like this and I hope that you try it out. Woo! So much to recap on. I also want to follow up from my Instagram story about waking up early. So I shared on Instagram one of the major keys of success for successful people, and one of the biggest reasons I'm thriving so hard is because I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning, sometimes 4:30. But waking up early has been one of the most life-changing things for me. I get so much done and I just start my day so strong. And there's always a good reason to put yourself last when you wake up late and you start your day later. Like after 9 a.m., the day is not yours anymore unless you seize it in the morning. So a couple tips. If you want to start waking up early, because a lot of people are just like, I tried and I can't. And it's just like, all right, well, if you tried everything, you would have done it. So I'm going to give you a few tips about how I wake up and how I kind of get through the hard part about waking up in the morning. And I'm just going to answer a couple questions I got in my DMs. So if you don't wake up early and you want to, set yourself up to win by going to bed early. Everyone was asking me what time I go to bed. I go to bed at 8:30. I try to shut my phone off at 6. So I don't have a screen. Go to bed at 8:30. Someone was asking how to fight the morning darkness. It's too dark. And it was the funniest question I think I've ever got. And I just said, turn on a light. So if your room is pitch black and the darkness is wanting you to stay in bed, turn on a light. They're like, I can't get out of bed. It's too dark. And I'm just like, turn on a light. I don't want to hear these excuses, you guys. Come on, get your shit together. If you had 4 o'clock to 9 a.m. to yourself, what is going to stop you from doing everything that you want to do? New Year's is coming. We want to make all these changes and do all of these things, but we're not getting any more hours of the day unless we wake up earlier, okay? So go to bed a little bit earlier, stop wasting time, and wake up early. So if you're having a hard time because it's dark, turn on a light. It was the funniest question I ever got. And if you're listening, I love you for asking it because it was just funny. The next thing is make sure you have your coffee maker on auto ready to go. Like set it up before you go to bed. And when you wake up, you'll already have coffee if you drink coffee. If you like to listen to music, one of the fastest ways to get into a peak state is putting music on. So I've been lately binging Miley Cyrus's new album and Machine Gun Kelly's new album in the morning. Puts me right in a good state, gets me up and out of the bed. I also recommend Lady Gaga's Chromatica album, the best album ever. I also listen to Dua Lipa's album, Future Nostalgia, all the time. And I know T Swift just dropped an album, so I'm going to be listening to those. Really, really great music. Also Post Malone, like it just all these like songs, any song or artist that you love, just throw that on when you wake up and get out of the bed. Just do it. What's in it for you? More time for yourself. And if you start your day taking care of yourself, if you make the time to take care of yourself, you're going to achieve your goals. But if you're up at 10 every day, or if you're waking up 30 minutes before you have to leave the house, it's not good for you. It's not good. You're not going to get anything done. And then you're going to get in bed at night and feel like, oh my God, I'm not enough. I suck. I failed. I didn't do enough today. It's just a vicious cycle. Get up early. Make breakfast, drink your coffee, stretch it out, do some yoga, get a workout in, get ready, and have part of the day for yourself, okay? I know it's not going to work for everyone. I already got the messages. Well, what about this? What about if I do this? I get it's not going to work for everybody. I can't change your life for you. You have to change your life. But I can tell you some of the things that have been working for me. And one of the main things that's been working for me is getting up early. Woo, we just covered a lot. How you feeling? I know it's a lot of info, so I'm going to let you download for a minute. And yeah, I just wanted to answer those common questions that I get, because I do try to answer my DMs all the time, but I can't answer them for that much longer for my mental health. I try to answer, but it's all the same questions. So I'm going to try to answer on the podcast, make sure I get all of that, out in the open for you guys so you can get the answers, and so I can provide even more value, resources, and education. But those are the most common questions I got all week. And yeah, I hope that clears up some questions for you. And now we're going to get into the episode. This episode is all about things to consider before opening a hair salon. And I also am including for Mastermind a bonus resource for you guys, my ebook, Read This Before You Open a Hair Salon. It's a great ebook. It's a great read. And I'm going to go through and in this podcast expand upon everything that's included in that ebook, giving you even more information and inspiration. So if you're looking to open a salon, this podcast is for you. So let's take a quick break. You can download, process, and we'll be right back to get started. So I always get messages of people who want to open a salon and they ask me the advice. And next week, we're going to talk about the difference and the pros and cons of booth rental, employee-based, hybrid. We're going to talk all about the differences and pros and cons of those business models. But this week, we're going to talk about things you should consider before opening a salon. So I opened a salon in 2014 called Gina Bianca Hair. It was my employee-based salon. We were open for about 5 years, and then I went full force into education, and I opened a booth rental salon because as a salon owner, I was not present, and I did not want to have employees anymore. I had done so much learning, and the industry is just changing, and I don't think that commission salons are irrelevant. I just am not the leader for a commission salon because I have my own stuff going on and I need my independence, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's good that I know that and that I don't pretend that I can do everything. So I closed my salon in 2016, and I closed my salon in 2019. Hello. I'm off like 3 years, my bad. I closed my salon in 2019, and it was the best thing I ever did. I wasn't happy anymore. I was really happy when I first opened my salon. I was really, really happy being a leader, being behind the chair, training, and I would train assistants from right out of school. They would graduate school and then come work with me. And I taught them everything I know. I taught them everything I know, from how to hold the comb to how to do all of my techniques. And I loved training assistants. I loved training stylists. I did not love, however, trying to balance it all. It was too much. And I was I opened when I was 22 years old, 23 years old. And I closed when I was 27, 28, when I was really going into the future of my career, which is education, coaching, and mentoring. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be a manager leader anymore. That just was not what I wanted to do. So I do have 5 years of experience with employee-based salon, and I now own the Network Salon, which is a very successful booth rental salon that has a focus in education, hosting, and events. And two major different business models, and we'll talk about that next week. We'll talk about employee-based, we'll talk about rental, we'll talk about trying to create a hybrid culture. We'll talk about it all next week, but I need your questions about it. So if you have questions, I'm going to post something on my Instagram asking you guys for your feedback and questions. So look out for that on my page, or you can always send me a DM with your questions about booth rental, hybrid, commission. Send me your questions because I'll answer them here on the podcast, okay? So let's get into it. I have an ebook that I wrote a long time ago, and I'm not going to go and read the ebook to you. The ebook is going to be a bonus in Mastermind, but I'm going to expand upon everything from kind of a new perspective. I wrote this ebook, I think, like 4 years ago, and I want to expand on it from a new perspective. Everything in the ebook is still very relevant, but I think I can expand a little bit more here on the podcast. So it'll be great if you're in Mastermind, you get to read the ebook. If you already have it, great. And just to give you a little bit more information about all of this. So the first thing I want to say about opening a salon, save your money because opening is expensive. That is the first topic in the ebook. Opening is very expensive, and you do not want to go into debt. So if you're looking to open a salon and you want to have your own place and you want to have your own culture, if you need to take a giant business loan, you're not ready yet. It's a bad precedent to start. If you took out a business loan when you started, I'm not beating you up, but I'm telling you, if you're looking to open a salon, if you want to start this journey, don't go into debt. If you possibly can avoid going into debt, don't do it yet. Wait. Okay? If you can't get approved for a loan, rejection is God's protection. If all the doors are being shut in your face right now, it might not be the right time. I wanted to open a salon in 2012, and I had every door slammed in my face, but I was not ready to open. And you have to really take the whole thing as like life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. You know, everything is there to protect you and there to serve you. So if you want to open a salon, but you need a giant business loan, or you need financial support, or if you need a partner, or if you need a loan from a rich uncle or something like that, do yourself a favor and wait and save. If you work a lot and save all of your money and you have a crazy strict budget and you have a plan, you don't need a lot of money to really open. You do need money. It's expensive, but like you don't need $1 million. You can really budget everything out, figure it out, and you can break it down into chunkable, attainable goals. So like, how many haircuts do I need to save this much money every month? Right? So save money because opening is expensive and you don't want to go into debt and you don't want to have to take out a huge loan. So if you're looking to open, that's the first thing I want you to think about is your financial position and how you're going to go into this business. Are you going to go into the business in debt, or are you going to go into it free? The next part of the ebook is you have two new best friends, your lawyer and your accountant. So I have learned so much about lawyers and accountants since I wrote this ebook, and everything in the ebook is very relevant still, but I want to just expand upon it. So be sure to interview a lawyer and accountant before you hire them and take them on. They work for you. Okay, so you're not working for them. They are working for you, and their job is to protect you. The lawyer's job is to keep you protected, and the accountant's job is to keep you organized when it comes to your financials. So if you're hiring an accountant, you want to make sure that if you're not doing your books and they're doing your books, you're getting a monthly profit and loss statement and balance sheet from them every month. And if you don't know how to go over it, you want to make sure they have a heart of a teacher, so that they can teach you what you're looking at. You're not going to know everything when opening a business. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later because not everybody is meant to be running the business. It doesn't mean you can't own a salon, but not everybody is meant to be doing that part of the business. So make sure that your accountant is teaching you, has the heart of a teacher and wants you to learn. And then make sure your lawyer is like really good in the industry that you're in. So if you're a salon owner, make sure your lawyer has some other salon clients. They have experience with this, and also the heart of a teacher, because you want to be learning as much as possible during this time. Every experience in life is a learning experience, and don't be afraid to live in consultation. That's something that I have been doing for a really long time, and more now than ever. Living in consultation means like, don't always make the decisions yourself. Don't always just impulse make decisions. Like, you don't know everything. I wish somebody shook me and told me this. I wish somebody smacked me and told me this. You don't know everything. And I wish I just knew it before, because I would have saved so many mistakes. And that's going to lead me to what I'm going to expand on this section is you have two more best friends, a therapist and a business coach. If you're not in therapy, you're missing out. If you're not in therapy, you're missing out. I'm just going to repeat that. If you're not in therapy, you're missing out. There is a key part of life, talking to somebody vulnerably who cares and who's there to help you and guide you, and there to help you with things that other people are not responsible to help you with, okay? Not everybody is responsible to hear all of your dirty secrets, all of your internal struggles. As much as we want people to be there for us, you have to be boundaried, and you need to have a therapist. Like, you do not need to be talking to your stylist and the people you work with about your personal life. And if you can't talk to your spouse or your family about it, you have to have boundaries, and you need to have somebody in your corner. Therapists today have incredible training, and there's so many advances in therapy. I have two therapists, and they're both incredible. And I do spend a lot of money to be in therapy. Nothing is covered by my insurance, but I mean, what is covered by insurance nowadays, honestly? But my two therapists are essential for my mental health, and having good mental health is essential for running my companies. So add two more best friends. One is your therapist and one is your business coach. I have multiple business coaches. So I have two therapists, and I've always had 2 to 3 coaches that I consult with. And I believe that is why I'm successful. I'm not doing this alone. What you see isn't just alone. Like, I invest so much to make all of this work. And I don't want to sit around and pretend that I'm like superwoman amazing and doing it all by myself, because that's going to make other people feel less than. That's going to make other people feel like this is impossible. But guess what? I'm not doing it alone. So you are not alone. You do not need to be doing this alone, and you can't do everything. You don't have all the skills. I'm sorry to crush your dreams, but you cannot do everything yourself. And we'll get more to that later. The next one is that you're going to pay a lot of taxes. So I'm just going to share with you vulnerably a personal experience of mine. I was behind on my taxes for like 3 years because I never saved money and I never paid my quarterlies. I was just like, no, I'm not paying them. Like, I don't make this much money to pay this much. And if you're a salon owner or an independent contractor, you're going to feel me on this, because it's like, you feel like you're like, I'm not making this much money. And then at the end of the year, you're like, holy shit, I'm making a lot of money. And especially if you're doing hair, like, hairdressers make great money. And I mean, if you're doing it right, hairdressers make great money. And if you're not doing it right, you need some education. And of course, you need to find people to help you with that. So I never thought that I was like going to be paying a lot of taxes. Like, I never really comprehended not being on a W-2, like not having an employer pay part of my payroll taxes. I never comprehended like how much I would have to pay. Nobody beat into my head that I made enough money to owe money. Like, I wish somebody beat it into me that like, and I know I say it like, you know, in these ways, but I really like am serious. Like, I wish I knew this when I first started. But when you make money and you're not getting taxes taken out of your paycheck every single week, you're going to owe money at the end of the year. So make sure that you're saving. I always thought that we were just getting by as a new business, but due to the way things are filed, you always owe money. Since you're not on W-2 and since your weekly taxes aren't coming out, you're going to owe money to the government. The government wants a piece of every single penny that comes through. So you're going to owe money, you're going to pay taxes. So you have to be smart and save for your taxes. You have to be smart and know your numbers, and you have to know what's coming. So your accountant is going to be one of your besties for this, but you also have to have a grip on your finances. A great tip I want to give you is I'm now filed as an S corporation. So my company is filed as an S corporation, and ask your accountant about this. I don't know if it will work everywhere in the world. You got to check your state. But I pay myself as a W-2. So when I pay myself from the company, I get a paycheck and my taxes come out, and I take out way more than is normal to take out so that I can always keep up on my personal taxes automatically. And then I just ask your accountant about S corporation, because it might not work for every state, but I'm pretty sure it's like a common thing. But then at the end of the year, it's really, or in April, it's always like my business profit instead of both me and my business. So you can really help yourself by filing differently if you're not good at budgeting. And I'm not perfect, you guys. Like, I am not a perfect person. I will never say that I'm perfect or claim that I'm perfect. So these little things that like I didn't know about and that I struggled and stressed over for so long, like I don't want you to struggle and stress over that. So ask your accountant about S corporation. I pay myself as a salon owner W-2 so that I always can keep up on my personal taxes, and I'm like paying every week or bi-weekly now, and I'm not having to worry about that at the end of the year. Next, I want to talk to you about your lease. So the one thing I'm going to say about your lease is don't sign a lease that's too long. Okay. Nothing in life is permanent. When I opened my first salon, I literally thought I would be buried there. I was like, this is my life now. Listen, things change so fast, especially if you're a go-getter. Most salon owners are go-getters, and there are so many opportunities in the beauty industry, like so many opportunities. I have experience in a lot of different career paths in the beauty industry, and there's just so many places you can go, and you want to always maintain that independence. So signing a super long lease, I don't recommend it. So be careful about signing a long lease, and also be careful about things in your lease that don't seem like a big deal but are. So there's one thing that I want to just share. Like, my first lease I ever signed had a cost of living increase, and it was a really small percentage, but a really small percentage on a large number lease is a lot of money over time. So every year, if you have a cost of living increase, it's complete and total bullshit. Do not sign, and ask your lawyer about it, and just walk away. You have leverage because the landlord wants you to sign. And if you just walk away and show that you're not, I always say baby back bitch. Like if you say like, no, this is not okay. Like, I don't want this. You just say like, I have like 5 other places I'm looking at. Take it out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But cost of living increase, major bullshit. I don't recommend that. And also watch out for triple net lease. So triple net is just extra fees, like condo fees that go into your lease, and they're so expensive a lot of the time. So make sure they're at a cap and they're not variable. So if it's triple net, make sure it has a cap. That's like another key to think about. Another thing about your lease is you want to make sure that your lawyer looks over everything. Make sure you have a great lawyer, because you do not know everything. Okay? I signed a lease and didn't have a lawyer look at it, and I wanted to punch myself in the face 3 years later. Okay? Like, repeatedly. I was just like, oh my God, like I was so stupid back then. Why did I think I knew everything? You don't know everything. Please save yourself. Live in consultation, okay? And finally, with your lease, and I know this is a lot of info just about the lease, but make sure you have an LLC to protect your personal assets, and always have your lease in your LLC name to separate you from your business. You'll thank me later. Woo! A lot of info so far. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're still with me. Next one is location, 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 okay? So this is the question you want to ask when you're considering your location. How much marketing do you want to do? Because you often have to spend more time and more money on marketing if you're in a hidden spot. So you'll save money in the location and the lease, but you're going to spend a lot of time and money. And if you're not spending money, you're spending time, and time is money. Time is the ultimate unrenewable resource. And if you're wasting a ton of time doing marketing when you could like upgrade your space or be in a place with a little bit more traffic and visibility, you might gain more freedom. And freedom is everything in this world. Freedom is everything, you guys. So when considering your location, consider how much money you want to spend on marketing if your spot is hidden, and consider how much time you want to spend on social media. I was in a pretty hidden spot. The location wasn't great, and I literally spent the last 10 years of my life on my phone, and it's addicting. Being on your phone is so addicting and unhealthy. I don't recommend it unless you're looking at my Instagram. No, I'm just kidding. But being on the phone, marketing, consistently growing in your business, consistently working on your business is extremely unhealthy, especially if you like have no choice. Like if you aren't going to be booked because you're not posting and you're not engaging and you're not doing all this stuff, it takes such a big toll on you. Like I'm fully addicted to my phone. I spent 9.5 hours on my phone yesterday, and it's one of my biggest addictions because the phone is wired and built to be addicting, especially these social media platforms. If you haven't seen The Social Dilemma, it literally is a race to your brainstem of addiction. So if you can have a location that's better, more visibility, more traffic, and you don't have to market as much, if it kind of does that for you, it's worth more rent, okay? It's worth more rent to get more time. If you can, please set boundaries around social media. I'm working on it. It's something I'm working on every single day. It's one of my biggest addictions. I have a lot of addictions. If you know me closely and you know me well, you know that I'm being more open about these things because I do want to help people. But my phone is one of my number one addictions, and you're not alone if you're dealing with this. It's not okay, and it's really hard to deal with every day. So I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but like I just want to show you like what I went through and tell my story because I believe it will help you. If you're going to be in a hidden spot and you're going to have to do a lot of marketing, consider your time as an investment. Okay. So pick a better location if you can, and also consider having a little bit of room to grow because you never know how successful you're going to be. And another tip is if you're near a Starbucks, in my opinion, that's the most prime real estate. So the closer you can get to a Starbucks, the better. And it's a really nice perk to be close to a Starbucks, but it's definitely prime real estate if you're near a Starbucks. I know it's random, but I wanted to add it in for you. Next, let's talk about employees and setting boundaries. So you really have to be sure to set boundaries and put the company first. You can be friends with them and get to know them, but there are certain boundaries you just should not cross in order to remain professional. So having systems and rules in place, they only work when you enforce them. And how can you enforce system and rules when you're all buddy-buddy? It's really kind of like not a good look, especially if you want to be a leader. Worse if you're only buddy-buddy with some people, like picking favorites or hanging out outside of work with only some people. As somebody who did this, it was not good for culture and it's not a good look. So be sure that you are setting some boundaries there. And if you're going to hang out with your team, make sure that you are inviting everybody to avoid sending the wrong messages and appearing cliquey. It's only natural to have people make assumptions. It's only natural that it happens. Like we're all human beings. So if you're opening a salon, even with employees or booth rental or whatever, if you're the leader and you're setting an example, set some boundaries with your people. You'll thank me later. The next point in the ebook talks about how leadership is a full-time job. And I really want to just like hone in on the fact that leadership is a different job description than being an artist. So there's really three kinds of people in business. There's the artist, the manager, and then like the leader, entrepreneur, the person who's growing the company. And you got to really figure out which one of these people are you. And you got to hone in on your gifts, because if you're trying to be all of these people, you're going to be burning the candle at both ends. So my recommendation is to hire people to fill in for your weak spots and put all of your focus into one of those areas to get the maximum results. So if you're an amazing hair artist and you love working with customers and you love to create and you love to just utilize your art and you're a skilled service provider and you want to open a salon but you don't really want to deal with everything, you need to hire a great manager and you need to have somebody running the business and growing the business. If you're looking to really grow your business and grow and take everything to the highest level as possible, you have to focus on your gifts. And you might have a lot of gifts, but you have to focus on your gifts and your passion. And you have to really learn how to manage your time and do the things that you absolutely love to do and that you're the best at. So if you're not the best at managing the team and leading and doing systems and growing the company and doing your books, you're going to spend so much time and be so stressed out getting over that learning curve, and you might never want to get over it. You might just want to focus on your art, so you might just let it go. And I really, really recommend, if you're going to open a salon, to think about that. and to not try to do everything yourself, and to really expand your leadership team, and to really expand your resources, so that you can really hone in on your true gifts. And that's how you're going to grow the most. If you open a salon and try to do everything, you're going to be pissed. Take it from somebody who did that. Manage your time and give yourself grace, because you can do it all for a short time, but not forever. So there's going to be maybe even years, like spans, where you're going to be doing everything, and you might be doing good, and you might have your wins, and you might have your small moments of happiness where you're just like, yes, everything's working. There's going to be a lot of stress and anxiety, and there's going to be a lot of fear, and there's going to just be a lot happening. And you can do it all for a short period of time, but not forever. And I tell you this not to discourage you from your dreams or discourage you from opening a salon, but to be real with you. Like, in order to get your business to the maximum potential, you have to hone in on your gifts and have people help you in the areas that you're weak. So manage your time and give yourself grace, because you can do it all for a short time, but not forever. Don't burn out and embarrass yourself like I did. So I would get so burnt out as a salon owner because I was doing everything. I was running the business. I was doing hair. I was dealing with my guests. I was dealing with my stylist, training my stylist, dealing with their clients, managing the brand, managing the social media, filling everybody's schedule, having the place cleaned, making sure that everything was going forward, and then following my other passions like education, coaching, and doing all of the things that I truly wanted to do because I'm an artist, okay? I'm an artist who loves to create and help and utilize my gifts. Like, I don't like to manage people. I don't like to manage people and babysit, and I don't like to, follow up on like all kinds of things. Like, I like to be an artist and a creator. And for the longest time, I saw myself as weak because I couldn't do everything. But guess what? It's just because you're not put on this earth to be everything to everybody. You're put on this earth to utilize your gifts. So don't burn out and embarrass yourself like I did. I would get so burnt out that I would just cancel a whole book. I've done it like 3 or 4 times. Just like, oh, Gina's not doing hair anymore. And we would just move everybody to the other stylist. Like, I just couldn't do it. And I didn't want to make a big deal about it and, go through the whole thing. And I would just get so burnt out that I couldn't even work. And nobody really knows about this stuff. Like, you're only seeing the highlights a lot of the time on social media. And for me, running my company at not knowing anything, you know what I mean? Like, I started when I was 23. And what did I know? Nothing. But in the 5 years that I was there, I learned a lot. Not everything, but I learned a lot about life and business and making it all work. And you can't do everything. And I embarrassed myself a lot of times, and it's not even really embarrassing now, but in the moment I felt like shit. Like, I felt weak. I felt like I couldn't do anything right. I felt like, why can't I do everything? Like, this person looks like they can do everything, but little do I know they have a whole management team, or their husband runs the business with them, or like, there's a lot of like advantages that they have and resources that they had that I didn't. And I would beat myself up and think that I suck because I couldn't manage everything. So give yourself grace, manage your time, and hone in on your gifts. So the next part of the ebook talks about systems are everything. Okay. And there's a lot of info on that in the ebook, but I want to talk about how you manage your time and how you spend your time working on your business, because we all work in our business. We're doing hair, we're managing clients, we're doing the social media, we're promoting ourselves, we're keeping the salon clean, we're doing all of that stuff. But how much time are we actually working on our business to make all of those things easier? Like systemizing our business, managing our time, all of that stuff. So spend time working on your business and schedule time to think about your business instead of always thinking about stuff and taking up that mental real estate. So for example, when I'm doing this podcast right now, it's December 12th. It's about the end of 2020, and I have a lot of projects going on right now, and I have a lot of changes happening in 2021. I have to make a lot of decisions, and I feel like my mind is just constantly going. Like, I have a lot of tough choices to make and a lot of decisions to make. And I was talking to my therapist about it, and I was just like constantly talking about this one thing. And she was just like, you know what I want you to do? I want you to open your calendar, and I want you to schedule this into your calendar, and I want you to don't think about it until then. So think about this on my calendar, and then let it go. Because if you're always thinking about something, it's because you never have scheduled time to think about it. So let it go until that time, and give yourself set time to focus on something. Because when you change your focus, you change your life, right? So if I'm always focusing on 10 different things, how can I be present in the moment and focus on that one important thing? So you want to schedule time for yourself to do everything and stick to that schedule instead of leaving it all up in the air. So for example, if I have 3 things I want to accomplish today, but I have 5 other unfinished things that I have to get done and they're not on the schedule and I have no time to do them, chances are my day is not going to be productive and it's going to be distracted by those 5 things because they're taking up all of my mental space, and your mental space, your brain can only do so much. Your brain's so powerful and it will shock and surprise you. But as far as your focus, you need to free up that mental space. And I do a lot of meditation and I do a lot of yoga, and I try to schedule, like anytime I'm thinking about something over and over, I'm like, I got to schedule this. So I put it on my calendar and I'm like, I'm not going to think about it until then. And if you always have like the consistent issues going on, like if there's always a consistent problem happening, make the time on your schedule to get rid of these problems, to systemize and train to get rid of these problems, and the 5 things will be solved and you'll have way more focus. So I hope that makes sense, and just scheduling the time to work on your business and to think about things that are taking up a lot of mental space. So if you find that your brain is going crazy all the time like mine is, make the time to solve the problems by systemizing them, or make time to have some clear mental space for that. All right, last but not least, in the ebook, it talks about how turnover is high in this industry. So turnover means people are leaving, people are coming in and out, and no matter who you are, what you do, turnover happens. It just is what it is. And the reason is most people have this dire need to grow. And nobody's perfect. No salon is perfect. No leader is perfect. And if your salon does not give them what they need to grow or to reach their goals, they're out. There's so many options. There's so many opportunities. Booth rental is a huge thing and it's pretty easy to do. So if you're going to be a salon owner and you want to have employees, even renters, it doesn't matter what kind of salon you open, turnover is high in the industry simply because people want to grow and move on. If your salon leaves room to plateau, you will have a lot of turnover. So you got to really think about your business model and what's in it for the stylist working for you. How can you make it crazy to work anywhere else? If there are caps on how much money they can make, if there's very little education, if there's no growth plan, people are going to move on. So be sure to think about these things when picking your business model, and like how much time as a leader do you want to spend? And we're going to talk about that a lot next week so that you can get a really good idea about the different kinds of salons that you can open, and you can get a good idea about like what might be the right model for you, because it really does depend on the leader and what the leader is willing to do. Again, so next week we're going to talk about the pros and cons of each business model. So commission, booth rental. We can talk a little bit about team-based. I had a team-based pay salon for a while, for 5 years, where I learned a lot about the business. It's a really great model, but it's not for everybody. You have to be a great leader. I was a good leader, not a great leader, but I was good. But it's very challenging to run a tight ship like team-based, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about everything. We'll also talk about a hybrid model and how to kind of combine them and what the challenges are with hybrid. I think it'll be a really great episode. I don't think you're going to want to miss it. As I shared with you a few times, I've included in Mastermind as a podcast bonus my ebook, Read This Before You Open a Hair Salon, which expands upon everything I talked about in this podcast. And it's just another reason to join Mastermind, because Mastermind's amazing. Hello, why aren't you in there? Let's go. The download's available in your video library, and you can also get my whole Read This series. I have Read This Before You Finish Beauty School that talks a lot about, work ethic, how to be amazing in the salon, how to find your perfect salon. It talks about how to get paid legally, all of that good stuff. You can get Read This Before You Raise Your Prices. It's an incredible ebook about raising your prices, and if you are really wanting to do a price increase and you need help now, it's a great ebook to go through really quickly. And that also expands upon a lot of what is in my pricing essentials course. So if you're looking to raise your prices, you need this content. You can't afford not to have it. It's amazing and it's so affordable, and I dare I say it's cheap. Oh my God, it's all really priced for, you know, the industry to grow. There's also Read This Before You Open a Hair Salon, which is included in Mastermind, but you can get all of these on my website, ginabianca.com. Just click online education and ebooks, and you can get a bundle. You can get each one. They're $15 each, or you can get a bundle for $30. I think it's $30. Yes, it's $30 if you do the bundle. The bundle will give you one free, and like I said, those are at ginabianca.com. I hope that you love this episode. Woo! That was a lot of talking. I know that I talk so fast. I just want to tell you so many things. I just want to tell you my story. So I know I talk so fast. I'm working on it. It's not something I'm putting a lot of focus on, honestly, because I'm like, they could just listen to it again. If I'm going too fast, listen to it again. Be sure to recommend my podcast to all of your friends. Let's get this education out there to the industry. My goal is to elevate the beauty industry. I want to tell my story. I want to be honest with you all. I really want to help people and help people grow. Don't forget to take a look at Mastermind, strategic color placement, pricing essentials, adaptive consultation. Those courses are packed with value. I know you will love them. I know you will. I hope that you guys like this episode. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast if you're loving it. Please write us a review and leave a rating. Don't be afraid to screenshot when you're listening and tag me. I'll share you on my stories. Be sure to follow Gina Bianca Podcast on Instagram. I just revamped my page. Gina Bianca Podcast on YouTube. I have my own channel for the podcast. You can leave a comment if you want to hear a specific topic. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you want to hear. Give me your feedback. I want to hear it. And keep doing you, keep growing, keep investing in yourself. I know, like I keep saying, time is such a valuable thing, and I'm so honored that you spend your time with me. I hope you love this episode. I hope it gave you massive value. I hope I answered all of the questions you had, even this week viewing my content, or questions that you have about opening a hair salon. I hope I gave you a ton of value. I hope I gave you some things to think about. And next week, we'll talk even more about opening a salon and do even more amazing education for you. So I hope you have an amazing day. God bless you. I hope you are doing well. I hope that you're healthy. I hope that your family is healthy. I hope that your business is healthy. And I look forward to spending time with you in the future. Talk to you soon.